Uh, Hello and welcome, my friends, to the Quad Down Pod. I'll be your host today, K.I. Coaster Guy. I'm joined by Flight of Taylor. How are you?
Good, how are you, Larry?
I'm doing so well today. I believe you restarted the music.
Oh, okay. Well, we have to do the intro over again, Larry.
What? No, we already did it once. Once is enough.
Enough.
You've had yourself a week.
I've been busy this week, Larry.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Some exciting things going on.
Very exciting.
We'll get into all that stuff.
Yeah. How's that?
We had Kings Island opening this past weekend.
Kings Island opening. We had Iron Menace's opening. We had the construction tour, which was last week's episode. So if you want to learn more about Camp Snoopy and what's going on over there, there's been a ton of progress. But you can check it out on last week's episode.
I'm still so happy we got to do that. That was so cool.
Walking around that area this weekend, just being like, I was on the other side of these fences less than a week ago. And it's crazy.
So how is it? I guess we'll get into it. I don't want to knock us too off track, but I'm very curious about what you saw over there this weekend.
Yes. I'm happy a lot of our news seems to be pretty related this week.
Yes, indeed. So I guess we should just get into that. We've got the first item here, Sneep Snoop.
Sneep Snoop.
Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Well,
for our listeners?
If you're ever sad, try to say Sneep Snoop very angrily. Sneep Snoop.
Sneep Snoop.
Sneep Snoop. Yeah. Can't be angry saying Sneep Snoop.
Yeah. Sneep Snoop.
It just sounds like Simlish.
It doesn't
work.
So we've got news. Pigpen's mess hall menu has been revealed. I know a lot of people were asking about this.
Yes, I'm really excited about this. Obviously, we don't have the full menu yet, but we got a sneak peek. Got a sneak peek over the week.
Mm-hmm. We've got a cheesy Metwurst. I thought that looked pretty good. Bacon bits and mustard.
Good. I didn't realize it was mustard at first. I thought it was cheese sauce, but I'm still interested.
Cheese would have been a good move.
I mean,
I thought it was cheese sauce.
It does say cheesy Metwurst, so I assume there's still cheese.
Cheese, yeah, maybe in the Metwurst.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Yes. New food stands menu will also include roasted potato salad. That sounds good to me.
That's so bad. That sounds so good.
We got your mac and cheese.
Got my mac and cheese.
So you're covered. Chicken chunks. I'm assuming those are like chicken nuggets.
I assume, probably. Just don't want to make
and more.
And more. Plus that the hobo pie.
Hobo pie. I'm excited about that one. Look at the berry cheesecake. That one. I don't know if that's is on theme. I don't think of cheesecake when I think of camp.
Yeah.
But
it makes sense to me.
Who doesn't like a good cheesecake?
It makes sense to me as a camp food, but also not for little kids.
Sure. Yeah, but it's fine. They're going to have it there. Not everything has to be for the kids. Some can be for the parents. They can have the berry cheesecake. And then we've got campfire s'mores brownies, which I would have been really upset if they didn't do something with s'mores. It would have been a missed opportunity.
No, I was so happy when I read that. I was like, Larry, your s'mores.
Yeah. The s'mores.
Oh, yeah.
In other news, though, and then you said you're seeing progress on that. That's
I don't have a picture of it, unfortunately. Somehow missed getting a picture of it. I'm gonna do a shameless plug here, guys, but there is a vlog from opening day on my YouTube channel where I know.
Oh, what's that? What's the YouTube channel for that?
That is gonna be.
Where can they locate
at
this?
Flight of Taylor on YouTube. All one word. All one word. I know before it used to not show up if you put spaces. I think it shows up now, but it's all one word. But
yes, that's good because I've run into that problem looking for your channel before. I put in Flight of Taylor with spaces and I just get Taylor Swift.
Oh. Yeah. It's low-key a pet peeve of mine when people space out my name when they write about me. That's how they're not writing articles. There's no Flight of Taylor think pieces out there, but they'll be like, Flight of Taylor, And it's all spaced out, and I'm like, no, it's just one word.
I've probably done that. It's just the way brains work, I think. In other news, we have some not so happy news.
Oh.
And that is that the Top Thrill 2 lockers, there will not be free lockers. And I think we pretty much knew that.
Yeah.
But they did make kind of a statement today explaining that this is because they weren't aware, I guess, as they were planning the layout of the line, they weren't aware they weren't going to be able to have loose articles on this ride, which is a little weird to me. I think it might have been something that you would think about, maybe not having phones and stuff on that ride. But in any case, they can't put that's why they can't put Steel Bench's style lockers in there. Is what they're saying. So
as soon as they started redoing this, I feel like everybody was like, yeah, there's going to be a locker policy. So I'm a little confused. I'm not surprised that they're not free, because then you'd have people coming over from Magnum to use them. We could just solve this and make all the lockers free instead of $5 every 2 hours. But
I mean, I think it was just a mistake. Not because I think most of us assumed that this ride was going to be one of those rides where you got, had to go through a metal detector. We were talking about it like last year that we thought for sure there would be lockers in there. And the fact that there aren't, it's just, in my opinion, that's just not a good guest experience. Like, you got to leave all your stuff behind and you got to pay for it.
4 hours.
I mean, so essentially, it's making Top Thrill 2 is an upcharge attraction.
I am really,
for most people,
really wondering if ADA, because some people have medical bags with ADA. So I'm wondering if they'll do the podium like they do for Steel Vengeance.
I'm sure they'll do something.
I can't imagine people with insulin pumps or any kind of medical equipment are just going to be told to go shove it in a locker for 4 hours. That's absurd. That would be a lawsuit.
They'll do something for them. Yeah, they'll do something for them. But it's just for the rest of us, it just kind of sucks. No phone, no water bottle,
nothing.
No, nothing. No, nothing. Also, you got to leave all of that behind.
Yeah, all that behind.
For a nominal
fee.
So it could have been better, but I'll pay it still.
Also, you sandal lovers, you can't enter the line barefoot. You have to come to the park with shoes that are going to stay on your feet.
Yeah.
Cannot.
That's a weird one. I don't
really understand. It has a floor. Don't understand. If it didn't have a floor, I would be like, okay, sure. But it has a floor, so I don't understand why we can't wear sandals, but if that's what Zamperla says.
I guess, I will say, on that spike, I can really see some sandals coming off there.
Yeah.
Flip-flops. When you get up to the top of that,
That's fair.
So I could see it being an issue, and then they're loading and unloading in separate spots, so it's not really practical to have a place for shoes. But it's just a shame that you've got to wear, plan your footwear around whether or not you're going to be riding Top Thrill 2.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Kind of weird. Still excited about the ride. And then you and I are going to be riding it
in a week.
This coming weekend. And I cannot wait for that. I'm so excited.
That'll be next week's episode. Little sneak preview. It's not even a sneak preview.
Yes, I'm sure we'll have a lot to say about that.
I'm excited. Maybe we can get Cedar Kev to come hang out, because I know he's going to be there.
Is he going to be there for the charity part?
For both.
Oh, he is?
He's doing both.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to text Kev after this. And then I'm going to forget to text Kev, and then he's going to DM me on Thursday and be like, what?
Yeah, let's see if he wants to join us for that, because I think that'll be a fun discussion. I definitely my most anticipated ride this year.
Yeah.
Really, really excited.
I keep having dreams about it.
Be damned. Do you?
I'm just I'm so excited to ride with all my friends, and I know a good amount of people going to the charity event, so I'm really excited.
I'm happy that so many people are going.
I thought nobody would end up going.
I thought, when I brought it up, when I was like, I'm kind of tempted, and then Josh was like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, maybe I'm an idiot. But then when so many people did it, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Well, because they released the POV, and I was like, I don't want to pay the money for something. I can ride it anytime. And I was like, well, I know I can ride it a couple times during this, and I don't know how I'll ride it during the summer.
I think I mean, I don't know what to expect exactly, but I mean, they did say that it was pretty like limited, and so I imagine we'll be able to get like a good number
Yeah.
of rides. Like, I think if you would, you go in at Cedar Point, a fast lane could be like
Well,
$250.
that was also how I justified it. I was like, a fast lane
Yeah.
at minimum will be 120, which is how much the tickets were.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a fast lane for the day, and you don't have all season fast lane, you can only ride it once per day. So it's like I can ride this multiple times at fast lane speeds, probably get the most.
Yeah, it just seems like a good opportunity. Yeah. Definitely. So I'm excited. Cannot wait, and I can't wait to be back here talking about it.
I'm excited.
I think that. Do we have any other news? Is there anything we've missed?
I feel like there was other news, but Larry, I was so on the go this week. I don't know what's happening anymore.
We've got plenty to talk about without looking for more news. Yeah. We've got. What are you most excited to talk about right now? Because you went to opening weekend this weekend. I was not there, but that's okay. You can fill me in. And then you also were at the Iron Menace media event. Which one do you want to talk about?
Let's go opening weekend first, because that was newest. Okay. And then Iron Menace, I'm just like surrounded by Iron Menace stuff right now, so I can like flip around my camera for our YouTube viewers to see some of the stuff I grabbed. But I'd rather do that towards the end of the episode.
Awesome. So so you met up with a bunch of people. Tell me what was opening day like?
So actually we headed down Friday for pass holder preview. I was so excited being back in the park. Like, even though we were just there on Sunday, I can't believe that was Sunday. Like, it just Sunday found so far away. But yeah, so we walked into the park. I was really excited pretty much all week, because I knew that Chris, Coaster Conquest, that he would be there. Knew Cedar Kev was going to be there. Lampson Coast.
I didn't know Cedar Kev was going to be there until that's a bummer. I missed out on the Cedar Kev. I'm sure he'll be back. I would hope.
I would assume. He does live in Ohio. We would revoke his Thuzy card if he didn't come back. So yeah, Lampson Coasters, Brandon was there. He drove in all the way from Pennsylvania after work, nonetheless. Yeah.
Oh, was that on Friday? That was Friday. Saturday?
He got there at like 6:30 on Friday, and I was like, "Oof, it's a long day." I think that might have been our whole group for Friday. No, and Velocicoasting. I'm so sorry, Alex.
Oh, okay.
Velocicoasting was there. That was the first time I've got to meet him. Super awesome. So yeah, we had.
Is he in the pictures?
Yeah. So I think this is the one I have. No, that's not the one I left pulled up.
I have not met Velocicoasting.
Yeah, super nice. Okay, yeah, hold on. I have a picture that I can pull up for us of all of us hanging out. Apparently I can't screen share today. It says somebody else is screen sharing. Aw. But yeah, there's a picture on my Twitter, at Flight of Taylor. I think like pretty much all of the people in that picture shared it. He is the one in the red hoodie behind me. So
okay. I'll have to take a look for that.
Yeah. So we have fun. Then Saturday, after Elizabeth got off work, she hung out with us. And then I think Kev's friend Adam also hung out with us. Oof. I was struggling there.
Where was McLovin? Was McLovin there?
McLovin was not there.
Okay, because I thought he had originally, I think, had planned on going for opening day.
No, he's going next weekend.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
He'll be there next.
Maybe I will stop in on Saturday or something.
I wish I could stop in Saturday. I work until 8. And I think they close at 9.
Lame.
But yeah. Wow. So we had a decent sized group, and it was a really good weekend. Just everybody is awesome. We have really good friends. Got distracted by my cat.
So it sounds like it was a good time. You went on Saturday. So I know you were like already there, or like already in line at like 9 something, right?
Yes.
Was that to get a hold of those cards.
Yeah, Larry, you want to know what time I pulled up to the parking gates?
Yes.
May or may not have been 8:30.
No, Taylor, why?
Because so I stayed at the Comfort Suites, like right next to there, and I was like, if I don't get there early, it is going to be impossible to turn out of here because Comfort Suites is on Kings Island Drive.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you would have been like trapped.
Have a good day. Yeah. So like we would have been trapped, and they ended up opening like, so you know how there's the yellow set of gates and then there's the actual like toll booths. They opened the yellow set a bit earlier than I expected them to. Because I pulled up at 8:30 and at 8:50 we were way backed out.
Man, this is why I do tend to avoid opening weekend, unfortunately.
It really didn't feel like it was that busy. Sorry. No.
It wasn't? It wasn't that busy?
It felt more busy because unfortunately a bunch of the rides kept going down. But you'll have that. I mean, they've been asleep all winter.
Yeah.
And once you actually put people on them, it's a bit different than just having water dummies on there. And it's a lot of ride ops first time.
I saw Beach Cliff Studios was saying like Friday was like, or the past holder preview was like the busiest they had ever seen Kings Island, not during
that. Somebody else told me it was like the busiest they'd seen it, and I was like, it didn't feel that busy, but then I feel like we also didn't ride a whole ton. Like my very first ride of the season was Flight of Fear, in case anybody was wondering. I didn't get to ride it Saturday, but I did ride it, my first ride, on Friday. Wouldn't have it any other way. But we rode Flight of Fear, and then I kind of forget what we did. Think
this is Friday?
Friday. I think we rode Diamondback. We rode Mystic Timbers. Got stuck on Mystic Timbers for 20 minutes.
No, I don't like that. What, like stuck on the brake run?
On the brake run before the shed.
No. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually kind of merciful, I think, because being in that shed for 20 minutes.
It wasn't that hot. It would have been a comfortable 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it had literally just come back up. We were only the third train out, I think. Second train out? Third train out. I don't know. They only got a couple trains out before our train. And yeah, we pull up, we're on the brake run, and here's the brakes. We're really braked. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. If there was a ride to get stuck on at Kings Island, that would not be high on my list.
No, I was really hoping they'd evac us.
Yeah, like from a claustrophobia standpoint, like I don't think I'd like to be like in that train for that long.
It was weirdly not super uncomfortable. I think I'd much rather get stuck on like one of the in one of the clamshells than that.
The only ride I've been stuck on at KI is Orion.
Oh.
That kind of sucked though because it was really hot and we were just exposed under the sun.
It was nice. I got to see the train come around twice. So I got a nice view of the woods, and
always with the positive outlook. That's good.
It was like also just about sunset time, so it was good.
So it was pretty.
It was pretty. Oh, we rode. We went to do Beast after we got off Mystic, and then it was like an hour-long wait. And I know you have a question about the wait times, the wait boards, and I will get to that. But we were like, oh, this is like actually, we were told 50 minutes, and I was like looking at it, and they had like all of the queue open, and I was like, that's not.
On the Beast, yeah.
Not. So we turned right back around and went and did. What did we do? We did Bat, Adventure Express, and Orion.
How long did you wait for the Bat?
Not long.
Oh, no. Okay. So it wasn't like on. Was it Saturday that it was like 45 minutes?
Because Saturday we went to do it, and we got back there, and we were like, "That's 45. We're not."
Yeah, I've definitely waited that long or longer back when it was Top Gun. I don't think I would ever do that again. Wait that long. But you got some of those trading cards. Which did you get it from multiple runs?
Yes. So they were doing it for the anniversaries of. It's Diamondback's 15th birthday, the Beast's 45th, Invertigo's 30th, And Banshee's 10th.
10th. I can't believe
that it feels crazy to me.
Yeah.
But do you want to open them? I haven't opened them yet.
Sure, yeah, if you want to open them on here.
So I'm also going to do something super special for our TikTok viewers. So if you watch us on TikTok, this will come out before the episode comes out. So they get a little sneak peek.
Nice.
So I already tried to cut a little slit so that it wouldn't take forever to do this. Here's what they look like. I have 2 packs. Each ride had there's common cards and then there were specific cards for each ride. Elizabeth was handing them out at Diamondback. And then in Vertigo, didn't open on time because it was super windy on Saturday. So they ended up just if you walked up to Invertigo, the first 750 people to kind of make their way over there after so long. It was
perfect. Don't even have to ride it.
It was 1 o'clock when we walked over there almost. And I didn't expect them to still have cards, but they did.
I thought this was such a cool idea, but I'm sad that they didn't just sell them as merch. When I first heard about it, I thought that's what they were going to do.
I think they do have them in the shops. I never ended up going to the shops.
Oh, yes. They do? Okay, I thought this was exclusive just for those people.
So there's a limited amount in shops. So.
Okay.
Looks like I have King Cobra.
Okay, what is it? Is there a backside to him?
Oh, yes, the backside it's the number. It's 16. And then on this side they have historical facts.
That's cool.
I got the Diamondback one.
Oh, it's is that a foil?
It looks like the logo's shiny. It's
that's
raised.
Neat.
So that's 12. This is Soak City, because Soak City opened in 1989. So this is the Soak City's 35th anniversary.
Very cool.
We have Scrambler, number 8. Oh my gosh, did you know that Scrambler lasts 1 minute and 45 seconds?
No, I did not know that. I've never timed it.
Kings Mills Antique Autos. Lasts 3 minutes.
Very
I
nice.
feel like that's a lie. I feel like it lasts a lot longer. That's why I don't ride it.
Oh, you don't like that?
No, it's too slow for me. I get bored. That's why I don't ride Windseeker either.
Oh, I like Windseeker.
We have Drop Tower, number 6. My earbud's falling out. Okay. It opened 25 years ago. So we have a lot of ride anniversaries this year. But it's they were really highlighting coasters.
I remember when that was new. That's just, I hate hearing year figures like that.
Wallinda Family Tightrope.
What?
This was the tightrope walk they did.
Crazy. Yeah. That's neat.
Oh, more Diamondback.
I love this idea of these trading cards so much.
They're so cute.
I don't know why. It really appeals to the nerd.
I know, these are going to go in my Pokemon binder later.
Yeah, it makes me want them to do this at every park.
Vertigo. Yes, I want to see this more, at least in the Cedar Fair chain.
Yeah, I would love to. I would 100%. If you're listening, anybody from Cedar Fair, I would buy these.
We have Banshee.
And I feel like they should do certain
Beast.
You have a chance of getting a foil.
Yes. So there are
version.
Rarities. These are rare. This is rare and this is super rare.
Okay.
I have a whole other pack of these. And this is just
because imagine an Orion foil one with the logo. That'd be
dope. So
I would
in this first pack, I got cards 1 through 9 and then 12 and 16. So I also have my second pack. And
do we know how many there are
17.
total?
There's 17 cards.
Okay, in each pack you mean? Or total?
Total. There are 17 cards, I think.
That exist?
I don't know.
Okay.
Stay tuned. We'll find out. I have a friend who has a complete set, so I will go reference with him later. I'm going to skip any of the ones that are repeats, so I have 1 through 9 again. So 1 through 9. And then 15 is Vortex.
Oh, let me see that.
Very nice. Oh, I was showing it to the phone. It's got Vortex.
Very nice.
That
Very
also
nice.
has that raised logo.
Yeah.
And then Invertigo. Got the anniversary card for Invertigo.
Very cool.
So.
I like them. Oh! That's neat.
Larry, am I still in the podcast? Yes, I am. I'm good.
Yeah, seems good. You scared me there.
I have like my school stuff on a different window, and it switched to that window.
Oh,
so I got a little spooked.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Later, I'm gonna go sift through the packs that Dawson got because I want to see if he has different rare, super rare cards.
Yeah. The only thing I'm not sure how I feel about them being two-sided. I feel like I would prefer it if like one side was just like, like Pokemon cards, like just the same, so that like you can display them easier in a binder.
Well, I have so many sleeves for my Pokemon cards that I think I'm just gonna give them their own couple pages in my Pokemon binder.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand what you're saying because that kind of weirds me out.
I mean, I guess that kind of like fixes the problem if you just have it so that you can see both sides when you flip the page.
But I thought this was such a cool idea.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think that I really want to see that expanded to the different Cedar Fair parks. And now that it's going to be Six Flags, I mean, think of how many roller coasters and rides that you have to do that with.
And then they all say what year they're from, so you could do different like Pokemon, they have their Scarlet Edition and whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you could do that with these, and I think this is such a cool idea. I would love to see this really fully fledged out.
Yes. So, and Elizabeth or Chad, if you're listening to this,
make it happen. I know you don't make that decision. I know this is merch and Cedar Fair, but do it anyway.
But they can pass it along. Maybe, I don't know. I just love the idea. But I have a question for you, Taylor.
Yes, Larry.
I would like to know, what is the chicken sandwich debacle?
Oh, I just like the word debacle. Debacle is a fun word. Okay. So I don't eat at Brew House. It's just not. I only eat there if it's really hot out. You don't like
They
have tater tots, and I don't like tater tots.
But you don't have to get tater tots.
I don't like onion rings.
Is that it?
I think those are your side options.
One time, honestly. Okay.
Two things that I don't like. But when they were doing the little menu preview video this week, they had a double-decker grilled chicken sandwich at Brew House that looked really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody thought that this looked really good, and they sold out very quickly.
Oh, I wondered why. I saw somebody post a picture of it today on Twitter and be like, well, not everybody got to try one of these, but I heard it's really good.
So it looked really good. Everybody that had it said it was really good. It's opening weekend, so everybody's like, oh, I want to try the new thing. And so I'm not shocked at all that it sold out immediately. And it looks so good.
It does. It honestly looks good. And this is coming from, I'm not typically all that impressed. Well, I'm not as impressed as everybody else seems to be with theme park food these days, but that sandwich did look good.
It was,
it really did. And that's only at
Brew House. I guess some other new menu items. Hold on, somewhere else had a new menu item. I forget what it was. I think I'm thinking of Pigpens. Chicken Shack got renovated.
Oh, okay. I heard about that. And now everything's under a heat lamp.
Yes. I didn't try it.
So it's that new Cedar Fair serving style that I think basically everything is going to be before long.
I guess that's how it used to be. Because I didn't like how they would
I never really ate there.
I really like Chicken Shack. I like it a lot.
I've only been there one time.
It's really good.
I've only eaten there one time.
But they would do the, take your name and then call it out. But sometimes they would grab a ticket, an old ticket before they'd grab a new ticket before an old ticket. So it would just get, really cluttered, and then people are standing everywhere, and you can't hear when, somebody...
Yeah, no, that's not at all efficient at a
not
theme
at a
park,
theme park,
sure.
And not when you're paying teenagers.
The way they're doing it makes more sense, absolutely.
So, now you just, straight, get it right to you. And I didn't eat there this weekend, because I had Coney Barbecue twice, and Enrique's for my other meal.
I keep forgetting it's not called Hank's anymore.
It's Enrique's.
I'm probably going to be calling it Hank's for a long time. But yeah, I love that
place. That place is so good. Like, if you're not eating at Coney Barbecue, you eat at Hank's. Or, now I'm going to call it Hank's. Thanks, Larry.
I have, like, my whole life associated Kings Island with Skyline. So I still like to get the Skyline. You're not a fan of Skyline?
Not a Skyline person.
Unacceptable.
I like Skyline outside of the park. Just, like, the 2 times I've had it in park, I was not happy with it. I don't like mustard.
Oh, really?
And when you get it at the park, you can't be like, hey, can I get ketchup instead of mustard? Because it's in the park and they're just, like, trying to move it fast.
Oh, you can't say you don't want onions and mustard?
You can say you don't want mustard, but, like, you can't get it, like, you can't do substitutions and stuff.
Oh, just put ketchup on it.
It's not the same after I have to squirt it on top of my mountain of cheese.
Oh, no, you're right.
So, like, if I go to a Skyline, if I go to the one across the street, then I can be like, hey, can I have ketchup instead of mustard? And they'll be like, okay, no problem.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's just always been, like, that spot over by, like near the Eiffel Tower where they have the picnic tables, like, that spot, like, there used to be, I'm pretty sure there used to be a Skyline, like, literally right there.
Yes, where Grain and Grill used to be Skyline.
Oh, no, I mean, not there, but yes, that's true. But I mean, like, over by the Eiffel Tower and, like, the carousel, there's, like, that little area, like, a picnic table.
Oh, the picnic grove behind Skyline?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but I think there used to be, I feel like I remember there being, like, a window, like, right there, but
I know that it used to have a sign that said Skyline on it, but it was... But it was...
This is ages ago, but that spot is, I always think of that as, like, you sit there, you have some Skyline. It's just the way you do it. But I do love Enrique's.
We sat at that picnic pavilion Saturday night because half our group went to Skyline for dinner and half of us went to Coney. And we're like, just meet at the picnic pavilion. And it's like such a nice little quiet spot.
That's such a great spot.
You're like...
Yeah. It used to be better because if I'm not mistaken, you could see the like antique cars going.
That makes sense because you can see Backlot from there. So yeah. No, that's a nice little spot.
Really cool. Oh, let's see. So that's the chicken sandwich debacle. I was really curious when I saw that in the notes. Mystic Timbers breaking. Is this your 20 minute?
Yeah, that was when we were on Mystic Timbers for 20 minutes. It was honestly like we weren't mad about it. We thought it was funny. I was like, this is Elizabeth's fault.
Well, I heard somebody was mad because you guys didn't get to ride Mystic Timbers and they blamed you. Said you broke it.
Somebody blame us for that?
Yeah, somebody said you guys broke it, and so they didn't get to ride it. They were being playful.
I don't remember. Oh, Brandon didn't get to ride it because we were riding it while waiting for Brandon.
Oh. Okay.
So then we got... He literally got to the park and we're like, oh, well, we're going to ride Mystic real quick while you get, like, settled in and stuff. And then we got stuck on Mystic for 20 minutes.
And then, as you mentioned, you vlogged. We've got that.
There's an opening day and Passover Day vlog.
Oh, okay.
2 separate vlogs. They're both really short.
I kept
forgetting to vlog. Chris also vlogged. I'll go ahead and plug Chris. I don't know when his vlog's coming out.
Coaster Conquest, I bet it's up right now.
I don't know. I don't think it is.
I mean, even if it's not, I'm sure it'll be up by then.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coaster Conquest on
Coaster
YouTube.
Conquest from the Theme Park Stand podcast.
And let's see, you got to try the blue ice cream beer. I've been wanting to try that, but I think the last time that I got beer there, they didn't have it. They had something else.
Last year they had the strawberry funnel cake one.
That was it.
So I've been wanting to try the blue ice cream beer. Mostly I wanted a can, just to have a commemorative can. But I got it at the Mercado. And so I had it off the draft. And it was green. It was not blue.
Yeah. What's Kings Island? What? Explain. I think it's because why wouldn't you make it blue?
I think it's because it's a blue drink going into beer, which is yellow, so it turns green.
We've been to the moon. This is a solvable problem. If you're trying to tell me they can't make blue beer,
yeah, I'm sure they could.
I don't
feel
believe
I've seen pictures before where it was more blue, so maybe it's just because it was off draft for some reason.
It looked very much like a St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
From your pictures. But how did it taste? That's the most important thing.
It was very sweet. I feel like I would taste the sweetness and then I'd taste the beer. Like, it was not compact.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it would have been a lot better if it was compact. And I was told that it probably would be if I had gotten it from a can. So.
This is the first time I've ever heard anyone say, this beer would be better out of a can than on draft. I've never heard anyone say that in my life.
I got distracted. There's like a little blonde bit in my hair. And I was like, what?
We're having a very important beer discussion here.
Sorry, Buzz Bars is gonna like listen to this and be like, absolutely not. She's not a beer enthusiast. I'm not a beer enthusiast. I just wanted to try it.
But yeah, okay, so my experience with the wait, does your audio just drop out?
No.
Okay. No, guys, we're traumatized from technical issues. I do apologize.
Frickin' Zencaster.
We have PTSD. But when I tried that, okay, it was the funnel cake one last year. It was like almost like cloyingly sweet. Like, it tasted good at first. And then by the time you were like halfway done with it, you were like, I almost wish this was less sweet. Is it like that?
Yeah. I don't even feel like I wished it was less sweet. I just feel like I didn't want a shock of bitterness after. I also feel like I was sipping on it, and I feel like if I had just like drank it, it probably would have tasted better. But I'm a sipper. I don't.
Does it taste like blue ice cream?
Not really. It just tastes really sweet.
Oh.
It tastes fruity. It tastes fruity, like berry mix, but it doesn't taste like... It's been a long time since I've had blue ice cream, though. So maybe I'm just wrong.
Gotcha. I think I'm gonna have to try this.
I won't lie, it was $15.58.
Whoa!
Yes.
Oh, it's. I feel like that's quite a bit higher than it was last year for a draft.
I was not 21 last year, so I have no idea. If you're a beer person, you probably would like it. I'm just not a beer person.
Yeah. It's Sonder. They're good. It's a good brewing company.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just curious.
Those were just my 2 cents. Other people might like it more or less, but yeah.
And so, from your notes here, it does seem like you had experienced some line jumping.
Right? I had to use the Kings Island security texting line for the first time ever. I'm gonna drop that number real quick in case anybody wants to add it to their contacts.
Do it.
So if
do it.
Listen closely here. I think it's so smart to have this in your contacts because I haven't seen them hand out the cards in a long time. But if you need to text Kings Island security for any reason, the number is 513-434-6337. We were in line for Orion, and these kids, they had the back queue open, so they hadn't even reached the back queue yet. One of them had one of those giant ride sign pillows, like bigger than a small child. Don't know how he got into the line. What I assume happened was like a ride op was checking some kid's height, and they ran by them. It's probably what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a group of teenagers in front of us, and it's like kind of where like the two things were like crossing. So the group behind us, that was way like an hour behind, jumped over the fence, and they were just being obnoxious. And we're like, well, you're also like a group of like 7. You can't line jump. Don't line jump. I don't care how far back you're, whatever. Don't care. Don't line jump. Wait your turn. And it's like, it's the beginning of the season. If you don't report it now, they're going to do it all season.
Yeah, it's an opening day tradition for there to be a lot of line jumping. Yeah. I feel like, I remember last year, Jared got a little bit mad at me for bringing this up, but like I cannot. That is one thing I just cannot stand at a theme park. It makes me really, really angry. It's such entitled behavior. You ever have those people that just they just literally shove past you like, oh, I'm meeting, and you're like,
no,
what? No,
yeah, can
that's
come
not
back
how
here.
this works.
I mean, like if I see like a mom and like her family is literally the family right in front of me, that's one thing. Yeah, because it's literally like I probably just barely walked in front of her.
That's a matter of courtesy, right. But like when if they're like, no, you don't send your family way up and then you try to join the line.
That's not how that works.
You know what I mean?
So don't line jump. So
don't line jump. And if you do see people line jumping, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to deal with them yourself. Text that number.
Security will come over. They're like really quick, very efficient. Kings Island security I've seen pretty nice.
Nobody ever wants to say anything when they see it. I get it. It's awkward.
But
but this is it's not fair to anybody that people do that. It's bad enough that you can pay to do it.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so I think does that pretty much any additional thoughts about opening weekend at Kings Island?
We tried to do a Viking Fury takeover and get people to do the taste great, less filling.
Forgot about that. Did it work?
We were like 15 minutes late because we were riding Adventure Express. But so we all sat on one side. Our group at that point was like 9 people. No, 8 people. So we all sat on one side and there was like some dude on the other side. And I'm going to feel so bad if it comes up that I know this guy and I just didn't recognize him. Because it seemed like he recognized me or somebody in my group. But yeah, so he just sat on the other side and he was the only one doing the less filling. But he seemed really happy. We all had a ton of fun doing it. And I just feel like anytime you're at the park with a group, like the most fun thing you can do is go get on Viking Fury. And even if you're not doing taste great, less filling, find out something to scream back and forth at each other. Like one time I went with Chris and our friend Dan sat on the other side and we were like yelling like RMC Banshee and
oh my god
RMC we were just like yelling random rides to RMC. We were yelling random rides to Zamperla. Like it's fun. Like if you're ever bored, like somehow you get bored at the amusement park, get some people and go yell some stuff on Viking Fury.
Taking over rides
taking over rides
any ride really, but that's a good one just because it's like you're all still in like one spot
and then you have like all these people like in between you to get confused onto what like why are you yelling to RMC and Vertigo.
Right, like what does that even mean?
Or like the taste great less filling thing, like nobody's done that in so long. Like
I only became aware of that like last year. I mean, I understand the reference, but like I did not realize that that's been a thing on Viking Fury for like apparently like decades. I had no idea. I just became aware
I just think it's a fun thing to yell. Like I didn't realize it was like a Miller Lite thing for so long. It's just
that's an old commercial.
But yeah, I think that's all I have to say for opening weekend.
Gotcha. Well, then I have another question.
Yeah.
Was Iron Menace menacing?
Larry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm listening.
It was menacing.
Like how menacing though?
Pretty menacing. I was menaced.
So you got
menaced. I got menaced. Hiram McTavish. Spooky dude, Larry.
Love that name.
Spooky dude.
Yeah. I saw some stuff that I thought looked really cool. From the pictures of the theming. I liked that, like, there was, like, that clock in or, like, punch card area.
That was really cool. Did you read, like, the rules?
Somebody took... No, I don't think I saw that.
The rules were, like, helmets not required, bring your own, you will get 1 15-minute unpaid lunch. Like, it was just, like, really awful employer stuff that makes just Ghost in the Machine make more sense.
Yeah, it's also probably pretty appropriate for like a industrial age
steel
like
mill.
steel mill. Yeah.
You were saying something though. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I wish I had saved this. Somebody took a photo of the drop.
Yes.
And they had it at like the exact right angle, the way the sun was hitting it, that it looked literally like molten steel, like pouring down. I was like, oh, that is so awesome that you got that. I wish I could shout them out.
I know Park Paradise had some really good pictures. Zooter Loopers had some really good pictures. There's a lot of really good photographers that were there.
Yeah.
William Supco, I think Supco.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He had some really good pictures. There was lots of really good pictures. Yeah, Larry.
I did see a lot of good photography coming out of that event.
It is set up really, really good. I can't wait to see that area during Haunt. Like at night, that area is going to look so good. Especially like if you get some like fog rolling through there. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that coaster just in general.
Dude, it's like
I'm looking forward to it.
The first thing you see when you're coming into the parking lot, it's like dead center with the driveway into the parking lot. And then I always stay in Allentown, like 10 minutes down the freeway. So, like, you come around this bend and you see Seal Force, you see Iron Menace, you see Possessed and Talon, and it just holds that center focus when you come around the bend. It's a good fit for the skyline, like, seriously.
Yeah, I am so excited. Like, we've talked a lot about being excited for Ryan and being excited, but I am so excited for the people for whom that's their home park. They've waited so long to get an addition like this.
I have two thoughts on that. One, I stood front row to watch Ryan give his speech. There is an opening ceremony video on my channel. I don't mean to keep plugging my channel. I just like I've done a lot of work this week.
You can plug your channel. Yeah, you've done a lot.
So I did post like the entire opening ceremony on my channel. If you want to see that. But just like watching Ryan just like get ready and hype himself up and just like I was really, really happy for him. Like I was emotional for Ryan. Like I was like, this is like first coaster this park has gotten in almost 20 years. It's been 19 years since they got a ground up coaster.
Jeez, yeah. Can you imagine waiting that long? Like at Kings Island. We would riot.
So like that's like amazing for the community, but imagine being the person that gets to announce that, like open that to the world.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. Like Ryan is congrats to Ryan. Congrats to Jessica, their vice president and general manager.
The whole team,
the whole Dorney team, like so proud for all of them.
You know, and then like really congrats to if Dorney is your home park, congrats. Like this is awesome for you. I'm so excited for you. Open soon and you'll get a chance to ride it.
My first ride was with a ride op. He I think he said he had retired like 3 years ago, but he worked at the park for 39 years. And he's like, I've never rode anything like this. I'm so excited. So it was awesome to see somebody like that who's worked for the park for 40 years get invited back to an event like this.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Their very first season pass holder, Cliff, he was there. I just kept seeing.
They know who their first season pass holder is. That's crazy.
I just kept seeing him run around and like loop it. Like he just kept riding it. Like every time I turned around, I swear I saw him on there.
That's so wholesome. I love
he seems like such a great guy. I've not talked to him, but he just seems like a happy dude.
That's cool.
I love that they know who he is and like that's really cool. So yeah, congrats to anybody who Dorney Park is your home park because they just the fact that they went and rethemed that whole area. I think I saw somebody say that Possessed got a new sign. It's like aged to look like it fits the steel yard.
Oh, it looked. I wouldn't have been able to tell. I saw the sign, but I thought that's what the sign looked like.
Yeah,
before.
It's like now aged and stuff. It has like the like rust and stuff on it.
Oh, okay.
somebody said that they interviewed Ryan and they're going to be painting Possessed.
Oh, so, okay. That's cool.
Nice.
Possessed right now, it's like the same colors as Wicked Twister was, right?
So I think once they paint that, that's going to look even. That area really.
I loved Wicked Twister. Like, honestly, I loved that ride so much. I know everybody says that people didn't like it until it closed. No, I liked that ride before
when I ride Possessed, I'm like, I love the boardwalk area. Like, I do. I think it's a really nice area. I am sad I didn't ride Wicked Twister because it is a fun model.
No, it was such a great. And it was just having a roller coaster like that right on the beach. It was cool. We did lose something in that transaction. People who are acting like we didn't are wrong, but I'm so excited to ride Possessed just because, like, I know it's not the same, but I think I'll really like
Possessed is a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then we covered your vlog on this again. Flight of Taylor, all one word. YouTube, go check it out. You were in an El Toro Ryan.
I was in an El Toro Ryan video, and it was on complete accident.
You just were you just in the background?
Yeah, so
I know you're in the thumbnail.
I'm in the thumbnail.
Too,
you can see me in most of the video. You can see Dawson, my boyfriend. So when we went to do the POVs, they said, "Hey, you can only see like 2 people in the frame. You have to sit in the marked seats." And I was like, "Well, Dawson doesn't really want to be in this, so we'll just sit him on one of the other seats." I recorded a POV with T Rose Bunny's Adventures. I still need to put my video out on that. It's just been a busy week.
Put your POV up.
Well, I came home for a day and went to class, and then I took back off. So
you didn't even have to do anything with it.
I have to edit it a little bit to cut a little bit. It'll be up before this video goes out.
Fair enough.
It's too big to do it on my phone. I have to do it on my computer. But so we were like, okay, he can. Well, he didn't want to sit by like somebody he doesn't know. I don't know what happened where he ended up in the middle. But so he ends up sitting next to Ryan, and so he's in that whole video. And yeah, so we didn't mean to be in that video. Like, I know a couple people were like, Taylor and Dawson are here too. And I'm like, no, we weren't supposed to be. I don't think Ryan was just like being rude. It's just like, we weren't meant to be in that video. I was doing my own. Dawson was not trying to be in anybody's video. And yeah. So it was completely by mistake.
Josh and I got to be in a El Toro Ryan video on the Wildcats Revenge Media Day. As a nerdy person, I liked that. That was a good moment. So I hope that it was exciting for
me. I was like, oh my goodness. Because people kept sending it to me. I didn't know that Ryan had already posted it. And then I opened my DMs and I had so many people that were like, Taylor, you're in Ryan's video. Is that you? Oh my goodness. And seeing me in everybody's photos, like on the ride, is so cool.
You're everywhere, and like we were talking about this before the show. You really stand out right now with the hair. So it's like I was picking you out in a lot of people's photos, just in the background.
Yes, I was just. Oh, and I was on the news again. Last time I went to Dorney, I got interviewed for a paper. This time I got interviewed for one of the local news stations. That was really cool. I was a little caught.
You should find the. Have you
seen the clip? I have not seen the clip. I have the clip of Kev recording me to be like, Taylor on the news. But I don't have the actual. Oh my goodness, Larry! I got to meet Bryant in person. Coaster 365.
Oh yeah.
Like when we had it.
He's a cool dude. Bryant's a cool dude.
Yes, I was so excited. I didn't know he was gonna be there, so I just I see him walk up with Jen and Kev, and I'm like, oh, Bryant. He has a good.
Yeah, he
has a good vlog out about Iron Menace too. I'm just gonna plug all of our friends today.
Coaster 365, check them out if you haven't already. Great
dude.
So we have, let's see. Zamperla seat belts. What is this regarding? So are those what's on the ride?
No. So apparently,
why did you put that there?
Adam Sandy was in front of me in line. the first time we rode. So not only did I ride with Eltora Ryan, but I also rode with Adam Sandy. And I hear like they're standing in front of me and they go, fascinating that they have seatbelts. And I just like, Top Thrill 2 doesn't have seatbelts. And now I just want to know what Zamperella's thing is.
Wait, does it really not? Is that confirmed?
No, it doesn't. As far as...
I'm honestly really shocked.
Yeah, they don't have seatbelts. Wild Mouse doesn't have seatbelts. I mean, Wild Mouse is not as crazy as Top Thrill 2, but...
No, but for Cedar Fair to not put seatbelts on Top Thrill 2, that surprises me. That seems out of character.
I just want to know what Zamperella has against seatbelts. And I hope Zamperella doesn't hear me say that they said that and be like, ban her.
Like, they just think we don't need them. It's fine.
So I wasn't like purposely eavesdropping. I just like heard that and I was like, what do you have against seatbelts, dude?
I love looking through the notes that you put together and just being like, what is she talking about? Because half the time it's just
random.
Zamperella's seatbelts. Like, what does this have to do with Iron Menace? Snoop? What's Sneep Snoop? Or Beep Boop? Or Bleep Bloop?
Or... we didn't mention that the Squishmallow store's gone at Kings Island.
Oh, no, yeah, we forgot that piece.
It is gone. It's just...
That's a shame. I mean, I guess they didn't think that it was necessary to have a whole store devoted to them any longer.
They're kind of going out the window a bit. I think, like, the park-specific ones...
I thought...
Park-specific ones, I think, do well, but I feel like just random generic ones...
Oh, because they were selling just a bunch of random... Yeah, that was always weird. That was always weird. They didn't need that. I mean, I think at the time it probably worked out okay, because that was, like, the height of
that
the
first
craze,
year,
but, yeah. But I don't know why you would go to Kings Island to buy non-Kings Island Squishmallows.
No.
But yeah, so now, were there any additional thoughts you had about Iron Menace or anything you wanted us to really know about your experience?
I guess we should probably mention they also had a local brewery do a lager. It's from Funk's Brewery.
Okay. It looked like it was just like what was it? Just an ale?
It was a lager.
Lager?
Okay. It was really citrusy.
Mm-hmm.
We just got like little shots of it. It wasn't bad. Again, I'm not a beer person, so I just tried it because it was free.
That sounds like one I'd probably like.
The can was really cool. I wanted to go buy a can just to have a can. So.
I think it is. I do like that they're partnering with like breweries and making like ride specific beers. I don't like that they're charging so much for them, but that's neither here nor there. So
to address the jolt that everybody keeps talking about,
the jolt, of course,
that people that didn't ride it keep pointing out, but all the people that rode it are like, it's not that bad. Like, you can feel it, but it's kind of just like, you're more concerned about the fact you're coming into the brakes.
But it was so funny seeing that video of all of you guys just like over.
Yeah. It was a little funny.
They just edited everybody. It
was a little. The video was a bit funny, but like I don't think the ride is so fast, Larry. Like you don't have time to process all of the like inversions happening. It holds you over the drop for a considerable amount of time. I like that there's no mid-course brake run. I like that there's no turnaround at the top. Like now, when I go ride Valraven later this year, I'm gonna be like. Not mad going on the turnaround, but I'm gonna be like,
I like Valraven. I don't understand people's dislike of it.
I feel like it's a little bit more intimidating when you just go straight up and then get tilted versus turning into the tilt.
Oh yeah, but honestly though, it's worth it because you get that amazing
view is really good.
I think that like Valraven has one of the better views, like from the lift hill. But yeah, I get what you mean. That is kind of it takes away from it a little bit.
But yeah, it is very menacing. It rips through the layout. I'm wondering if part of the jolt is because you're going so fast. in such a short period of time. I'm not an engineer. I don't know. That's just one of my theories.
I'm not either. We were also talking about before we started recording it feels like it'd be partially because of the trains, right? Because those are big trains that like go, they go like pretty far outside the bounds of the track.
There's 7 across instead of the normal 8. So you have 3 seats that are on the track. So there is an actual dead center seat.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah. But I don't know, because I don't know physics. I never took a physics class. I'm not an engineer. But I wonder if that might be part of it, because I felt it on the wing seats, but I didn't feel it when I sat in. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. But I did think it was interesting that there is a dead center seat compared to, like, Valraven, where you're always going to be off center.
One thing I've noticed the past few years, it seems like the last several B&M installations, people will say, oh, it's already rattly. It's not as smooth as B&Ms usually are. And it makes me wonder if maybe B&Ms were never like as smooth as people have in their mind. And that they just do jostle a little bit.
I think that is. Maybe. I think people were like, okay, this is smoother than Intamin. And we've kind of all just like gaslit ourselves into believing that they're like these buttery rides. It was always
it's glassy smooth. Glassy. There was something like Coaster Studios used to always say in all his videos of like, it's glassy smooth, but it's like, were they ever? I mean, it is a big heavy train.
But doesn't B&M have one of the heaviest trains?
It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know the answer.
Somebody can tweet that at Quad Down and let us know.
That wouldn't surprise me. They do seem pretty heavy.
I keep hearing people say that Orion has a rattle. I have not noticed a rattle on Orion at all. It is so smooth.
No, it's a really smooth ride. Now, I will give them the rattle on Banshee and the rattle on Diamondback. Those have become significantly more pronounced in the last couple of years, and I'm really sad. I only
feel the one on Diamondback on the brown train in the back row. So I've kind of just learned to not put my head against the headrest, and then I'm fine.
Banshee is not always Banshee. I think it's a train.
It's the teal train.
Because there's, that's what I was gonna say. Everybody says it's the teal train. Like sometimes I get off that thing and I'm like, what was that? And then other times it's perfectly smooth.
And I don't know what it is, because it's like they replace all those wheels regularly, and then they disassemble all these trains down to nuts and bolts every off season. So I don't understand what it is. Like, why is it always the same train?
But I know, like, Josh and I had a ride on Diamondback last year that was like it was like uncomfortable.
Oh.
Which it made me so sad, because Diamondback is like one of my favorite rides.
It's still one of my favorite in the park.
Oh, it is. Yeah. No, it still is one of my favorite rides. It was my favorite ride, and then Orion.
Fair.
But
I think.
But I do really.
Right now, I'm probably Flight of Fear, Mystic, and Diamondback is my top 3.
It's an interesting top 3. Like Mystic, I feel like Mystic definitely belongs in the top 3. And Orion, I love to see it there.
I think the interesting part is Flight of Fear, Larry. It's not the other two I said.
Well, so I was commenting on the parts that actually made sense to me. It was Diamondback and Mystic Timbers and Flight of Fear, right?
Flight of Fear, Mystic, and then
Flight of Fear. I can't abide by.
Yes, you can.
I'm sorry.
We should not replace it with a restaurant.
I haven't ridden Flight of Fear in a long time. No, you said so earlier.
No, I did not.
It should be a restaurant.
I have receipts.
Oh my god! If they did that, would you finally rise up with me against the Restaurant Builders Association of Cedar Fair?
No, just.
Still, you'd be like, it's fine.
No, because I'm going down with Flight of Fear.
Oh, okay. Well, chain yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
To it. We'll protest.
It just won't close. This is not going to happen.
Oh, you know what? I added this to like later on in the notes, but I meant to bring it up during the Kings Island portion. I saw so many pictures of people's meal plans that they had gotten. The portion sizes seem to have been reduced significantly again.
So the only one I noticed, and I don't eat at Panda, Can I just say, the panda sizes before were ridiculous. Nobody was finishing that. It was people splitting their plates with, like, 3 of their kids. That's an exaggeration.
This is like a narrative of the Kings Island Facebook groups. It wasn't that. It was the same thing you'd get at like the mall. It was like an entree. No,
it was
sides.
2 entrees and 2 sides.
Oh,
yeah, it was something ridiculous. Like, okay, I'm like exaggerating with how many people you could feed with that, but it's like definitely most people were splitting that. So now it's just 1 entree and 1 side.
Now it is like tiny.
It's not that small. It's literally it's just I guess I didn't eat it, but the picture you sent me still looks like a decent sized portion. Rice is a filling food.
I don't know, man. I don't know why you would be. This is some corporate stuff going on here. And then the Grain and Grill.
I didn't go to Grain and Grill.
That was pitiful looking. It was like 1 little piece of that flatbread. They had like a few pieces of whatever meat it was.
Oh, I did see that.
And then like this tiny little cup with a couple of potatoes. And I saw multiple pictures like this. And I'm just wondering at what point are we like, okay, maybe we don't need the meal plan.
My Coney barbecue size was the same.
It stayed the same.
They changed the bowl at Enrique's. Because it used to be like the Chipotle style bowl. It's like now like a round bowl. I feel like it's the same size. Because I still struggled to get through it the same way I always do.
Sure.
That's not saying anything about the portion size though. I just like don't like eating in public. Yeah. I struggle to get through food in public.
I understand. No, so this is not coming from a, like, I want more food standpoint. This is coming from, I don't like businesses shortchanging people standpoint.
You don't like when the business is business.
No, I don't like, well, yeah, I mean, you can business, but don't be such a business.
I understand.
You know? And they are, like, I don't know. I know they've been messing around with portion sizes for a long time. We're keeping an eye on that, all right?
Well, I also remember...
Grain and Grill, I think, needs adjusted.
I think they've been playing with Grain and Grill.
Yeah.
You know who I'd love to have on sometime? Chef Perez. Chef Perez just seems like a cool dude.
Have you met him? I've
seen him in passing. He's always like... I'll always be like down here, and then he'll be like all the way over here, and then I'll turn around, and he'll just be gone. And I'm like, one day I will meet Chef Perez. But he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. That would be cool to have on. But we'd have to be...
I'd have to actually meet him.
Hey, your portion sizes are great, guys. Love them. It's perfect.
I guess at Coney, I did have the ranch potatoes, which were really good. They're like the baby potato size.
Sounds good.
They were really good, but I did only get like 5 of them. But it's also potatoes. So I'm like, 5 of those is probably equal to 1 actual potato.
Yeah.
Those were really good. And then, of course, I got my 2 other sizes mac and cheese. So I don't eat an actual meal at Coney Barbecue. I always do the 3 sides.
No, and like I never really finish my meals there normally either.
Sorry.
You know, and then you're going back later if you're there all day. So what you sound like you want, or looked like you want to say something.
So, I know last week somebody asked us about sensory-friendly foods, and this is kind of a tangent on that, sort of, like, relating to that.
Is this about the breadcrumbs?
No.
Oh.
Mac and cheese is fire, as always. Thank you, Chef Perez and Smoke Master Mike.
Smoke Master Mike! I have not heard about Smoke Master Mike.
He is the head chef at Grain and Grill, I believe. Or not Grain and Grill, at Coney Barbecue, I believe.
So, okay. I like that.
Smoke Master Mike. So they changed the fries at Coney Barbecue. They used to be Sidewinder fries.
Okay.
I got so upset on Friday because I just saw French fries that were like the shoestring fries, like they have at chicken.
Shoestring?
Like the really thin ones.
No, those are bad. You mean like the ones that like Steak and Shake?
They're the ones that they have at Chicken Shack. I don't know if that's the ones they have at Steak and Shake, but I didn't get them because I was sad and I was like so upset. And I'm like, I want seasoning. People need to stop complaining about seasoning because I kept seeing people complain about seasoning on season pass holders. People keep complaining the food
This is too.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I was like, oh my goodness. Get over it. Salt is not the enemy. Salt is not the enemy.
That's so Caucasian. That's so Caucasian. Like, the food is not, it is spiced in such a way to make it palatable to, like, a wide
it's not
audience.
even,
so to be like, it's
literally
spicy.
not even spicy. They just put, like, paprika on there for there to be flavor. But Saturday...
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Saturday night, I was like, screw it. I'm just going to get the fries. I'm just going to try them anyway. Even though I'm very upset about this. And they were still seasoned. So if you were worried, I'm sad that they're not Sidewinder fries, but they are still seasoned. I was thoroughly surprised and happy.
I'm very happy for you. You look so relieved right now, by the way. Like, you look like you just avoided a car accident.
Yes, I was like, Larry, I don't think you understand. Like, I bit into my fry and I was like...
I'm trying to visualize these Sidewinder fries you're talking about.
They're like curly fries.
I don't get the fries. That's what I thought.
But they're like thick.
Like twists.
They were thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have seen them. I usually get pretty much the same thing every time. I get, like, pulled pork and then, like, greens.
That's a valid... I do like their pulled pork with the spicy barbecue sauce. But...
yeah, the spicy barbecue sauce is the best one.
I usually just really want mac and cheese, so I get 2 cups of mac and cheese. And
I do get the mac and cheese sometimes, because the mac and cheese is good.
Yeah. I've been shown the way.
So we have... oh, and then I don't remember if I checked in with you, if you had anything else you wanted to share about Iron Menace. Because I kind of derailed us.
I don't think so. I had a lot of fun with Iron Menace. Thank you again, Ryan, for inviting us out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really glad you had a chance to get out there and report for us. Our Iron Menace correspondent. Yes. And I'm sure, hopefully we'll all get to go out there and get a ride on it later on this summer.
Because it's fun. I love that park. It's an adorable park. Lots of love in that park. So
yeah, I can't wait to get out there.
I remembered something, and I think it might play into this bullet point you have down here. Actually, no, it doesn't. They have the wait times on screens at Kings Island now, and also single-use fast lanes have their own kiosks now, like electronic kiosks. And
I saw that.
There's confusion with the kiosks. You have to buy on your phone. You have to buy your fast lane on your phone, and then you print it out at the kiosk. You cannot buy it at the kiosk. You just print it out there.
Well, I wonder why that is.
But all of the rides have, like, things where you scan your fast lane now, like when you get up to the station. So, like, they have, like, better wristbands with QR codes or barcodes on them. And then, I guess technically you could print or just, like, scan your phone at those. But sometimes, if the sun hits wrong, it just doesn't work. So you can print it at the kiosk. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned about these scanners. I think, I'm going to call it right now. I think there is some shenanigans on the way. Not this year.
I don't know. Hershey.
But I think there's some shenanigans on the way.
Hershey has the scanners with theirs. And I think Hershey's work fine. I think that's why the wait times were more accurate for... so the digital screens out front with all the ride information up top have, like, wait times for standard line and fast lane. And the standard line kept being pretty off. But again, you'll have that new ride ops that don't know how long a line is based off of how it looks. Sometimes you don't click everybody in. I don't know how they do it. I always assumed because they click every time somebody rides or gets in, they click. So I assumed that they take whatever number from the clicker and they report that back, and that's how they get it. And then somebody was saying that, like, you just learned how to look at the line and And I'm like, I mean, yes. I mean, I can look at a line. I've been to the park enough. I know what a 15 versus 45 versus 2 hour looks like. But I thought they were a little bit more sciencey with that since they click. But anyway, I think that was a long way to say. I think that's why the fast lane was more accurate, because you actually have to scan your fast lane.
Scan in, yeah. And there are definitely like plenty of reasons why they could be doing it. The reason why, I have other reasons why I think there's shenanigans on the way. This Top Thrill 2 thing, where they're like, this year, okay, you only get one ride with your fast lane. To me, I'm wondering if that's like they're kind of testing the waters. And then all these single use things they're doing, I'm really wondering if they're going to start limiting fast lane a little bit more in the future. Not this year, but
that's an interesting theory.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Interesting theory.
But let's see. So we've got through all that. We did our Iron Menace. I saw a question today, and this one was not actually asked specifically of us. It was asked of KI fans in general from our friend Coaster Team on Twitter. It is, do you think we've gone into a new 5-year plan since the removal of Vortex, or was this year the end of the current 5-year plan? Maybe we'll see something soon. Good to see King's Dominion, and I believe he's saying Canada's Wonderland getting their next big ride as well. And I thought this was a really interesting question, something I've thought about a lot. As far as, I think the plan has probably changed significantly.
I think it has.
Since the time that Vortex was removed. It's my understanding that was not even a planned removal to
From
begin
what
with.
I've heard over the last couple years, it was so sudden. They're like, "Hey, Vortex going next month." That was not
because that came out of nowhere. There were no rumors, nothing.
And the fact that it hasn't been replaced yet, if they were like, Firehawk went and Orion came quickly after.
Mm-hmm.
If they had planned to remove Vortex, we would have seen something by now, I feel like.
I don't think that they had wanted to do that, like 2 rides in a row, like back to back. No,
because they were back-to-back years. There's no way they were planning on that.
And so, like, one thing that I remember at the time that happened, I thought, oh, we're going to get another ride, like, really soon then. Because, like, to me, first of all, that sounds crazy now, I know. But, like, at the time, we were getting back-to-back editions. And I thought for sure, like, honestly, and in 2019, I thought there was no way that Vortex would be as, like, empty for as long as it has. Like, I wonder if there had been something, if they had been thinking about doing something prior to that, or, I mean, like, sooner. But I do think that with COVID, that we're not, I wonder how much longer we're going to be waiting.
Well,
What do you think?
I wonder if nobody really saw Snoopy's Soapbox Racers coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I was surprised when I saw like Camp Snoopy coming. I was like, sure, that makes sense. That area needs some love, and I'm really happy with that area now. Well, I guess it hasn't fully opened, but I'm happy with that area now. But Snoopy's Soapbox Racers kind of came out of left field, and I don't feel like that's obviously not like a major coaster, but I wonder if they're giving that to us so that we like they can hold us over for another season or two. Like I think next year Cedar Fair's focus is Canada's Wonderland and King's Dominion. So I wonder if we'll be waiting until 26, 27.
I thought, it's like originally I thought they'll replace it by like 23. Then COVID happened. I thought, okay, by 25. And that's, I mean, I guess we should acknowledge there's still a slim possibility. They could still do something for 25. I just don't think that they're going to.
I mean, yeah, because Canada's Wonderland and King's Dominion are far enough away, but I feel like they focus on one big park every year and one smaller park. Like, what was last year was Cedar Point and Worlds of Fun got something. This year, Top Thrill 2 and Dorney. So next year, Canada's Wonderland and Iron Menace. I think we'll get something.
It's pretty much. I think it's pretty much a given. We're not getting a coaster for 25. Which, so yeah. I mean, I'm wondering if it's going to be even longer than like 26, 27.
26 is going to be us in Valley Fair. That's just my prediction because I feel like Valley Fair's doing Valley Scare this year. I really liked Josh's theory that they're testing the infrastructure to see what needs updated before they get a coaster. Um so yeah, that's my theory. I would just like but I think part of it's because I just really want to see something by 26, cuz I mean it does make me sad walking by Vortex and being like,
yeah,
what could be.
It's a real bummer. But like so much has changed. Like going back to just the idea of that 5-year plan, like so much has changed since 2019, where COVID, we've got Cedar. It's not even going to be Cedar Fair anymore. Now there's going to be all these new parks. They've got, and then plus even before COVID, Zimmerman in an earnings call said something about they wanted to space out coaster editions more. So yeah, I just wonder what that original plan would have looked like. I don't think it's what we've ended up with.
I just but I mean, those 5-year plans are never like exactly stick to the book.
No, I don't think they ever. Yeah, even during the best of times, I doubt they stick to them like exactly. I mean,
when we had Ryan on a couple months ago, and he was like, "Oh, so we looked at the ABC, and A can happen if this and this." Like, I feel like when they do those 5-year plans, they have like 3 options. With like not 3 options, but they have
stuff moves around.
They have like a couple backups.
Like we weren't even supposed to get Orion, so I don't know when that decision got made, but
I'm happy it did because I like Orion a lot.
Yeah, me too. And when I think about it and it becoming Six Flags and all of the parks that are going to be under their umbrella, you look at the parks that they're going to have to be updating, like Kings Island is really not high on the list of like parks that you would prioritize if you were trying to like make sure everybody got taken care of. So it's like doesn't necessarily bode well for us, but
it makes I'm not mad about the merger, but it does make me a little sad because I'm like, now we have to space things between like I don't even know how many parks. It's a lot of parks.
It's a lot of parks. It's like when when they bring home the new baby, you're like, wait a minute. Now I'm going to get less Christmas presents, man.
Oh.
I'm thinking of this as like a 4-year-old from a 4-year-old's perspective.
No, less presents.
I don't hate babies now. I don't get upset about babies now.
You're worried about a new little sibling, Larry.
Yeah. Mom, Dad, stop. But yeah, I thought that was a really interesting question. I think that I was kind of thinking of this as sort of the end of a 5-year plan in a way, because if you look at it, like they have really done a lot in the last 5 years. Like they've hit we were talking about this last week, they hit like every area of the park pretty much with only a couple remaining.
I mean, I think that's what you were saying last week. Like Kuntz's signature touch when he's done is going to be the revitalization of this park. Yeah,
like things that people didn't even realize they I don't know, like it was kind of sad that glockenspiel was just broken for like a decade or two.
And walking
and he fixed it.
The remnants of Oktoberfest was so sad. And now there's life.
Oh yeah, that looks so much better now. Yeah.
So yeah. I like it.
Redid the fountain. Like I think he's really like had a big impact in his time there.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what else happens.
Yeah, I'm thinking. So at this point, I don't even know when I think we'll be getting another coaster. I don't know if I hope you're right. I hope it's 2026. I can wait till 2026.
I just hope it's not like all the way to 2030. I feel like we'll have one before 2030.
Me too, but I don't
want to think about there being like a 9-year age gap between Orion and the next coaster. Yeah.
This is going to be like the longest. I'm pretty sure this is going to end up being the longest period of time between major coaster editions since like Diamondback. If it keeps
Diamondback, the next one was Banshee, so that was 5 years.
Since before that. So like, what was the last one? No, you're right. Yeah, I think it was. I think it is. So the 5 years was the longest gap. I thought there was a 6-year gap somewhere.
Hold on, Diamond.
I'm confused now.
I'm trying to remember.
Because Backlot Stunt Coaster came 2000. No, I don't know. I must have imagined the 6-year gap. So it'll be 5. Yeah, And so all it has to do is like pass one more year.
I'm so confused. I want to know what coaster opened before Diamondback. Was it Backlot?
Backlot.
So it was only Italian Job for a year?
No, wait. No. It was Firehawk.
Oh yeah, because Firehawk would have been
the one before Diamondback. Then the one before Firehawk would have been.
Okay, this makes sense.
Backlot. I think you might have to actually define this gap. You might have to go back to Paramount. But we can figure that out later. Somebody can tweet it at us.
We'll figure it out.
So I guess it wouldn't be that big of a hurdle for it to clear to be the longest one since Diamondback. That'd be 5 years.
And we're currently at year 5.
And that's kind of awesome that that's the longest we've waited in all that time.
Other parks are not that lucky. When I think about other parks, when I remember that Dorney went 19 years without a ground-up coaster, I'm like, oh, we are the spoiled older children.
Oh,
well,
absolutely.
We're not older.
Yes.
Dorney Park is 140 years old.
Yes, no, these bigger, like these Cedar Fair parks that are, absolutely, we get treated well.
Yeah.
No question. I think that I think most Kings Island fans would agree with me. I would rather wait a little bit longer and just give us something good. Yeah. Just make it worth the wait than try to like shove something in there.
I think, I hope that when we get something, it's worth the wait. Please do not put a B&M dive in that plot. I've seen so many people say that, and I think it's because they think that that's what's realistic, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, they've been saying that the whole time. No, put something else in there. Put something cool. Put something worthy of that spot. Because that is such a perfect spot for a coaster. I don't understand these people that are like, no, they should just build a new area in there, a new kids area. It's like, first of all, wait a minute. That's like on the other side of the park from the kids
It's not
area.
Even that, but it's on the other side, but it's not that far. It's a short walk through Rivertown.
Yeah.
And Coney Mall is like such a family area already. Like, I don't think we need to put a kids area attached to it.
I don't think that they should do that. And also, it's just the perfect spot for a coaster.
Really good, low to the ground, Intamin Blitz.
But yeah, I don't know if that was the question that you were trying to ask,
but
Coaster Team. But I really liked it as a jumping off point. So I appreciate you saying we could go ahead and do that on the pod today. Thank you for that that topic. But we've got some questions, Taylor. Are you excited?
Woo!
We've got Execution Man asks, how was opening weekend for the parks?
It was.
Also, how exciting that Top Thrill 2 opens in 2 weeks. Why is SSBR clipping through the roof? I don't understand that last one.
I'll have to send you the tweet later, Larry, because I was going to share it, but apparently somebody else is screen sharing, even though nobody else is screen sharing. In the concept art, I don't know what that is. It's low-key clipping through the roof of the building, but if you remember on the construction tour how close that track comes to the building, I feel like that's part of why.
Okay.
And then opening parks were great. Alex was a part of the Viking Fury takeover. It was great. Had lots of fun with friends. Yeah. I don't know why he said opening weekends. There's only been one opening weekend.
He said opening weekend for the parks. Okay, yeah I see. Okay. Elizabeth asks, what is the best kind of roller coaster to start the season off with? A favorite, a giga, a well-themed one, etc. What do you think? Oh my god. I should have known. The answer's always
Flight of Fear. But I actually got to ride Elizabeth's first coaster of the season with her on Saturday. And her first coaster was Adventure Express, which was also a really well-themed one. Most of the effects are working again. They were working.
Excellent. I'm really glad to hear that.
So it was a lot of fun.
They've done a lot of work to that coaster. It makes me happy.
I think whatever your favorite ride is, whatever ride is near and dear to your heart is the best one, or whatever one that you ride with friends. Yeah. So it doesn't even matter because you're having a ton of fun.
Yeah. I mean, for me, if I was with a group of people, I would just go with the flow. If I'm just there, it's like me and my wife, it's going to be Orion, basically.
Is Orion near and dear?
This year, Ryan is very near and dear for me. Yes. This year, my first coaster is going to be Top Thrill 2.
Actually, my first coaster of the year, not counting Tsunami because that doesn't count, was Iron Menace. So
there you go. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I'm so excited.
So excited.
For that ride this weekend. Oh my god.
Can't wait.
Whiskey Nick, in your coaster, I love this question. In your coaster rankings, which is more important to you? Intensity and experience or rewritability / marathonable?
Marathon.
Yes, I'm using those as actual words. I think
those
that's
those were real words in this space.
Yeah. What do you think, Taylor? What's your answer?
I don't rank my coasters. I don't think it's fair to rank an Intamin Blitz to a B&M Hyper to a Morgan Hyper. But in general, I would go with rewritability, airtime, and theming. Because obviously my number one in my heart is Flight of Fear. And then my number one, because of how good the stats are, is Wildcat's Revenge. It has decent theming. I love the trains, but the rewritability and just the intensity of that ride really, really brings that ride home. And that's why Mystic's my number 2 at Kings Island if I were to rank rides at Kings Island. It's because excuse me, that airtime, and I can just keep riding Mystic Timbers and I will never be upset about it. If I only went in and rode Mystic Timbers all day, I would be happy.
Yeah, it's a great ride. So I'm with you for the most part on the ranking. So I do find it to be kind of a fun exercise to rank the coasters in a park. But as far as this my top 50 or whatever, I'm not, no. And I also think there's too much of an emphasis on coasters being better than other coasters when they're all different.
I'll do my top 3 at a park.
Yeah, there you go. And for me, they're usually kind of fluid too. But I will say, I think for me, it's a balance. Rewritability is really important. I do like intensity and experience, but certain things, for me, most RMCs, that's going to be 3 max rides, and then I'm done. Whereas Orion, rides like Orion or Millennium Force or Maverick, although Maverick can be kind of intense sometimes, but those rides are things where as soon as I get off, I'm I want to ride that again. Those are the kind of rides I really, really enjoy.
I really like those.
Whereas I feel a lot of the RMCs, it's more they're impressive and they are really awesome, but it's almost more from a it's a really cool ride, but I couldn't just ride it over and over again.
I mean, I rode Wildcat's Revenge several times back to back. And I think that's why Wildcats is my favorite RMC, is because I can ride it back to back. Steel Vengeance, that sounds miserable, honestly.
Well, on multiple levels.
I love Steel Vengeance.
Waiting through all that. Yeah. Wildcats Revenge, I tapped out at 3 or 4. But that's still, for me, that's a lot for an RMC. But I agree with you. Yeah, that's a really rewritable one. I think I might be more coming around the idea of it being my favorite, honestly.
I went back and forth for a while.
But yeah, that's a fantastic question.
I really like that question. Thank you, Nick.
Mitchell, I don't have a question, but I will say that Mystic Timbers is badass in the front row, though. Yeah, the front row. Amazing.
I'm more of a back row person on that, but it is a good front row ride.
I would honestly agree with you on I agree with you on so many levels, but that front row on that ride is so awesome. Especially the drop. You just feel you're what?
And you still get such good airtime in the front of that ride too. I don't think there's a bad seat on Mystic Timbers.
No, I think I'm a front row Mr. Timbers guy, but yeah, back row, obviously.
Mitchell, we'll find those speakers for you next week.
Yes. Don't go in the shed.
Go in the shed. Go in the shed.
See, so we're looking for the speakers, the top row 2 speakers. They really want to see those, right? Yeah, we'll take pictures.
We'll tweet them.
Take pictures. Cedar Kev. How? Oh, this is a Taylor question. How was the mac and cheese at Coney Barbecue?
Cedar Kev. The mac and cheese was excellent. It was so good. I forgot to vlog about it.
You forgot to vlog about it.
And now that
You didn't vlog about your mac and cheese?
I ate my mac and cheese, and then I took a video of my empty mac and cheese bowls to be like, I forgot to vlog about it because I was so hyped for this. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I forgot to vlog about it in my pass holder preview day one, and I was going to go back and do a voiceover for it, and I think I forgot to do the voiceover because I was just like, man, that mac and cheese, dude.
Mac and cheese makes you crazy.
Mac and cheese makes you crazy. Oh, I love that mac and cheese. Right. It is so good.
This is the breadcrumb one, though, right?
And
I thought you didn't like the breadcrumb.
Breadcrumbs in my mac and cheese, but I feel like the breadcrumbs keep getting softer because they used to be like really hard, and now they're like soft breadcrumbs, and it's like tolerable, especially if you don't get like the beginning of a pan and you get like the bottom, or if you mix your like bowl so it's not all at once.
I totally understand that that's like a sensory thing. For me, that's like I love that.
It tastes good. It's a sensory thing.
Yeah. I understand. Scott, this is going to be a Taylor question. What was your favorite part of opening weekend at KI? And what was the best meal you had at KI for opening weekend?
Larry, in general, what is your favorite part of an opening weekend? I don't want you to be left out of this question.
Oh, no, that's cool. I mean, normally it would just be, I guess, like getting around the people. Last year, that was my favorite thing about it because it was, obviously, you're not going to ride a lot.
I think this was Velocicoasting's first time at opening weekend at KI, and he was asking, what is it like? And I was like, it's a vibes not rides weekend. So we just kind of kept repeating that, like every time we're like, it's vibes not rides.
Yeah, and I think we were saying the same thing last year, and it's just not in those words. But
I'm pretty sure I tweeted that last year. Yeah, it's vibes not rides. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Yeah, it's like I wouldn't have even considered going really to opening weekend before I started chilling with you guys, and now it's like it's not really a day to try to marathon rides. It's like this is like the one day where like everybody is going.
You go hang out with your friends. You ride some rides. You see what's new, and you just take in the park. And honestly, that my favorite part was hanging out with my friends. Like it's been a minute since I've seen Chris. I've never met Velocicoasting. Also, I wanted to shout out Velocicoasting real quick on this question because he just started an Instagram page called What Velocicoasting Eats because he's going to start reviewing theme park food.
Oh, cool.
Today is just like me being wholesome to all of our friends. Just go follow this person and this person.
Bring on the love.
I'm in a good mood this week. Just I love all my homies. So yeah. It's just meeting everybody. Like Cedar Kev, I did just see Kev on Wednesday, but am I ever mad to see Cedar Kev? No. Seeing Elizabeth, we all went to Waffle House after pass holder preview. And it's like, yes, did we just spend time with each other like for the last couple hours? Minus Elizabeth, because Elizabeth was working. But was it cool to just like be able to hang out and talk over food? Hey Larry.
You are breaking up.
Yes, I was about to ask. Am I good now?
Sure. Uh-oh. What's
happening? Are we good?
Okay. Hopefully when you're watching this, it just looks like I went crazy for a second. Because I know sometimes that happens where we see these things and then it doesn't show up.
I'm really hoping that's the case.
I missed a lot of what you said, unfortunately.
What's the last thing I said?
You guys went to Waffle House.
Yeah.
And then that was about it.
So, did I just hang out with everybody for, like, the last, 5 hours? Yeah. Except for Elizabeth. Elizabeth was working. But it was nice to just be able to, go sit and have, a very casual meal and talk with everyone. And yeah. I mean, just, hanging out with friends and making those memories. When am I going to be at Waffle House with some dude that lives in Cleveland, a guy that lives in Pennsylvania? Right.
Hopefully, again, not too long from now, but yeah, it's opening days are special.
It's when you see everyone.
I would say another thing I really love about that is the first time, the first time you walk in underneath the gate into International Street. For me, that always hits different. And the first time, it always does.
Yes,
it's a special moment.
Especially, just meeting up with all your friends for the first time for the year, seeing yeah. It's a special moment.
Cedar Point, the first time you pull up and you see, like, the first time you hit the causeway and you seeing seagulls everywhere.
The lake.
You're like, yeah, yes. Oh,
I don't like driving near or above water, but seeing and smelling the lake.
Yes. Love that causeway. I mean, I understand.
Yeah,
but
it's an exception.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. But what was your favorite? Well, did you answer this already? What your favorite meal was? Because I know we've talked about your meals.
I got Coney barbecue twice. So, probably my favorite. I really wanted to try Chicken Shack. Because I love Chicken Shack. But my go-to restaurants at Kings Island are Coney Barbecue, Enrique's, and Chicken Shack. And usually I'll get Coney Barbecue and then one of the other two when I'm there. If I go to Chicken Shack, I get chicken tenders with buffalo sauce.
I want to go to Brewhouse now and get this sandwich.
There, you're going to have to let me know when you go down there.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Okay. We kind of know the answer to this. Wynn asks, are Squishmallows on the way out? Do you see another trend taking over that shop in the near future, or just reverting back to regular merch?
So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I work at a store, at a retailer, and I have noticed that Squishmallows don't sell as much. I don't think they sell as much at the park because they are expensive. I think park exclusive ones, like I have my shelf of park Squishmallows next to me. I'll spend money on those. I will spend decent money on those. I like that. But normal Squishmallows, like what that store was selling, I don't see people wanting to spend that, especially not parents. So I'm not surprised. It lasted longer than I thought it would. Like when it left the collections building, I thought that was the end of it. I didn't expect it to go to the end of Emporium. And then, it was weird when I walked by because right now that it kind of just feels a little empty. You know what? Haunt was the first time I was like, oh, these might be gone because they had that kind of. They had like the chair in there for the photo op, and I was like, huh, that's weird because this used to be a Squishmallow store. I think they're just kind of in a transition period.
In a weird spot with them, but we do know, because Chad told us, that there are new Squishmallows coming, park Squishmallows coming. So I think those will stay, at least for the foreseeable future, if they're ordering new ones. So, but that store doesn't sound like it's coming back.
I don't think that. So that store used to be something else. It used to be like local, like some local shops. Like it used to have Homage and Home, and I think some Scentsy shirts.
Because
it used to be.
I really don't remember it before, to be honest with you.
Because I never used to go to that end. And then they had the Squishmallows. So I was like,
if I try to think of it, I can't think of it, what it was before.
But I'm excited to see what they do.
But yeah. Hey, hopefully this means new merch. Bring us. We're always wanting new shirts.
I want the made to throw shirts. Steelyard, the gift shop at Iron Menace. They had a shirt that looked like my made to throw ones. This is a made to throw shirt.
I love that. Yeah, that's a great one.
So they had one, and I'm like, if Dorney has a made to throw shirt.
It's only a matter of time. They're coming because they've been selling more and more of that. Yeah. Like those posters, I feel like sell really, really well, and those are expensive too. But Velocicoasting. Yes. What is the best row to ride Flight of Fear? Front row that's got to be you know what? I don't know if I've ever ridden it in the front row.
We need to go to Kings Island. We need to go to Kings Island right now.
I may have, but
we need to go to Kings Island right now.
Yeah.
Let us in.
Yeah. Yes. So, well, that is wrapping up our questions. Yeah. So, did you have any additional thoughts that you'd like to share?
Flight of Fear?
Flight of Fear. No thoughts.
Just Flight of Fear. I don't know. It's been such a busy week, Larry. I'm sure there's something will pop in my head as soon as we hit end, and I'll put it in the notes for next week.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm so happy for you. You've had like such an exciting week. Like Sunday to
Sunday
Sunday.
to
Like
Sunday.
you had a pretty
Yeah,
exciting week.
going
Yeah.
back to work yesterday, I was like, how am I supposed to readjust right now? I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Well,
whoa.
don't worry because it's going to be Sunday to Sunday to Sunday because
Ugh.
I can't wait. Let's just commit to actually like
Yes.
vlogging instead of being afraid of
Yes.
it. All right. So, well, we've got to ask each other
Okay.
questions.
Oh.
I think you've got to go first.
Oh. I have some Iron Menace
Closing
stuff
questions.
to show off. These were our media media badges.
Yes, hang on to those. Did you get a shirt, by the way?
I did buy a shirt.
I meant to ask you that.
Heck, it's in the other room because Dawson and I both got the same Iron Menace shirt, and I wore it to Kings Island on Saturday, and people kept asking me if I wrote it, and I don't think one guy believed me because he was like, "Oh yeah, well compare it to Valraven." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to get Top Bill t-shirts and wear them to Kings Island before Top Bill 2 opens. That's so cool that you got to do that. You got to walk around with an Iron Man shirt.
Yeah,
like,
I did write it.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's not even open yet, but whatever.
I did write it. We got these free pens. And
Very
then,
cool.
Larry, did you see my story about losing my Iron Menace magnet?
Yes, and that's really sad.
Chris hooked me up with another one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Shout out to Chris. Such a nice guy.
Chris is great. I also have a pennant flag on my wall. Let's see if I can do this. Iron Menace pennant flag.
Oh my god. See, I wanted to start getting some of those, and at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, they were like $50. Is Cedar Point or is Cedar Fair more reasonable?
Paid like $40, I think. But like it's Dorney, I gotta support Dorney. Bring up the underdogs. My camera's not in the right spot now, and that's gonna bother me. Good thing it's the end of the episode.
Fine. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I also have a Thunderhawk shirt that is back there, but because Thunderhawk turned 100 this year, and I love Thunderhawk. Nobody talks enough about Thunderhawk.
Yeah, I don't hear about it too much.
We love
I'll be honest with you.
So, well, you haven't rode Thunderhawk yet, but you will. You will love Thunderhawk.
No, I have not. No,
I think so.
Okay,
Larry,
all right.
If you had to create a coaster themed to bubbles, what kind of coaster would it be?
Bubbles. Like bubbles as in bubbles. Like so not like the Powerpuff Girl. Okay.
I love that you first thought was the Powerpuff Girl. And not just like legitimate bubbles.
Bubbles. Just actual bubbles. What would be I gotta think about that. What would be good coaster themed to bubbles? My mind goes to and maybe this is just where my mind always goes, but it goes to a B&M Hyper because you're kind of floating, like a bubble. That's it. That's all I got. I don't know what else to do.
Put like instead of a splashdown on Diamondback, we have like a bubble pit
with giant bubble blower things on the back, and it's just like
yes. Okay, yeah, we gotta play Shark Tank coasters again or Coaster Zebra.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so
hard. But like, I'm gonna make a new doc for that, and we'll have a guest on and play that again soon.
Yeah, sounds like fun. I gotta think of one for you. Okay, what is your go-to order at Skyline?
So I don't. The idea of having spaghetti with a coney sounds like a sensory nightmare.
Delicious, I know.
Sounds like a sensory nightmare. So I just get like 3 conies with ketchup and call it a day. And that's what I...
Do you get like chili?
Yeah, I get all the stuff. I just don't get like the spaghetti or like, what is a 5-way?
That's a totally legitimate
What is a 5-way? Why
order.
Is there... Why does it...
A 5-way...
Why does it go up that much?
It's the... Because it's spaghetti, chili, cheese, onion, beans.
That's all a 5-way is? What is a 3-way?
The 3-way spaghetti, chili,
chili, cheese.
Yeah. My go-to is a three-way, regular three-way, and a coney.
Yeah.
I love Skyline. I'm hungry for Skyline.
I love coney dogs, and I bought stuff to make white people burritos for dinner, but I kind of want to go to the local coney place and get some conies now.
I will say, white people burritos.
Well, I do it like bad. Taco Bell style, like how the grillers used to be. So I get like I fry my tortilla, then I put my like sour cream and cheese and refried beans and beef, and then I put hot Cheeto fries on it and throw some ghost pepper sauce, and then I put it back on the skillet to like grill it until all the sides are crispy. So,
yeah. White people taco stuff. It's not
authentic. I love my actual tacos,
but it's good.
And then I like my white people tacos.
Yeah,
they're different like separate things. This is probably our longest episode, Larry.
Oh my God,
we're at 1:55. Larry,
if you've made it this long into the podcast, ladies and gentlemen,
I salute you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You're a true fan. But I think at this point we're gonna have to say, Orion's a Giga. Quad down.
Quad down out. Okay.